Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Cody. I have a lot of news and interesting things to catch you guys up on since my last video. My last video obviously was about financial chaos, and well, I'm going to show you how today cryptocurrency went into what you could say is financial chaos. I didn't expect it so soon. I had seen this new movie, the Doctor Strange new movie, and I had seen that it was tied to the financial operation that was the cyber attack financial system operation that was held on December 9th last year. And I didn't realize it would come so soon. But again, guys, today is 5/11. Remember what happened on 5/11, November 5th, was the Astro World. They love these dates, the 5/11. And again, I'm going to show you exactly what happened in crypto and just how ritualistic it is. But first off, I want to talk about Kendrick Lamar because his new album is going to be released on Friday the 13th, coming up in a few days. And the first song that he premiered on the 9th was called The Heart Part 5. And you guys are going to see that you have the lunar eclipse, guys, coming up on the 16th of May. So 3 days after the Friday the 13th, we have a lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse with a blood moon. So it's just so much crazy stuff could happen in this coming days. And just notice that the name of the song that Kendrick released was a direct match to Lunar Eclipse and Total Lunar Eclipse in Septenary, which is a 63, and his full name, Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, is a match to the name of the song if you type the number 5 as a word. So again, this is exactly placed specifically in this time for him to be releasing because of this Total Lunar Eclipse. And the song itself, the album itself that the song is on, is releasing on the 13th, which is a Friday the 13th. So now let's talk about the Queen, because any of you who know my channel, I talk a lot about the Queen and her upcoming demise. And I told you guys in my last videos that if Charlotte Flair, the WWE wrestler, was to lose in her I Quit match, which is just a match where the only way to win is to make your opponent say I quit, and Charlotte Flair is directly tied to the Queen. Her character is modeled after the Queen because her first name, or her middle name, is Elizabeth, just like the Queen's first name is Elizabeth. And her nickname in WWE is the Queen Charlotte Flair. And again, not only that, guys, but her first name for her wrestling name is Charlotte. And the Queen has a great-granddaughter named Charlotte. Okay? So 3 reasons to be tied. I'm going to show you how the gematria also shows how Charlotte Flair is direct modeled after the Queen. And of course, guys, as you can see here, she did lose. She suffered a fractured radius, and I'm going to show you exactly how symbolic that is. She said, I quit, and she suffered a fractured radius, which means she will be out of action for a little while. So notice that fractured radius, which she suffered in the match, is a direct match to Queen Elizabeth, the Jesuit Order, and God Save the Queen. You know, the Jesuit Order, those who are not familiar with the Jesuit Order, these are the people that are essentially running everything, the news, the media. They code everything with this secret code every day. And just notice that they all have a match. Also notice that Putin, who is main guy in the world stage this year, this is the year of the Queen's Jubilee, where she celebrates her 70-year reign. Notice that fractured radius in the regular English cipher matches Queen Elizabeth II, God Save the Queen, and Vladimir Putin. So it's no surprise why Vladimir Putin is the main news story the year of the Queen Elizabeth, her Jubilee, because they match in 2 ciphers, actually. I just put 1 here, but, you know, like, it's pretty easy to see how this fractured radius that Charlotte Flair suffered was very symbolic for what's going to come. And just notice down there at the bottom, guys, if you type out Queen Elizabeth II, it's a direct match to the full title of the Queen Charlotte Flair, which she uses in WWE. So, again, very easy to see that this was very symbolic of what's to come for the Queen. And I think that when the Queen, does finally go, it will spell chaos in all of the world in many different ways. So now I want to talk about Kendrick Lamar again, because the album that he's releasing, I just told you about the song that he released, but the album is releasing on May 13th, Friday the 13th. And the name of the album is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and it's a direct match to Queen Elizabeth II and the Queen's full name, Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor. Remember, guys, the Queen is currently 96 years old. What's the chances that her name equals 96, this is why I think she will definitely go at 96. And also the song that Kendrick Lamar, the album that he's releasing, is a 96. Just days before, I think, or months before the Queen could go, you know. So now let's talk about Moonfall. So in prior videos, I talked about this movie that came out on the 4th of February, and it came out 2 days before the Queen started her Jubilee celebration, which was on 2/6. And I told you in many other videos how the Queen is tied to this movie, and in her death and her, you know, is like a moonfall. You know, the moon is feminine, and the moon falling to the earth is just like Elizabeth falling from her reign, you know. So the reason I want to show you this is because today the financial markets, at least the crypto markets, actually all the markets are taking a hit, but I want to talk about this one cryptocurrency that is so coded that it's not even funny. So look at this screenshot I took, guys. The coin is called Terra Luna, okay? And if you guys are familiar with the word Terra, it means earth, and Luna means moon. So you have a coin based off of moon, earth, and you have a movie called Moonfall, where the moon falls to the earth, okay? This movie came out exactly 96 days before today, when this cryptocurrency based off the moon falls to earth. Look at what happened, guys. Since 2020, this coin went from under $1 all the way up to $120. That would make millionaires. If you bought a little bit of this in 2020, you would be nearly a millionaire. But what happens in like a couple days? Well, in a couple weeks, it went from 120 all the way back down to where it started. Again, the moonfall, guys. Notice how when I took this picture, it was down 96%, just like it. This is 96 days after the Moonfall movie, and I just told you how Queen Elizabeth is tied to the 96, as she's currently 96 years old, okay? And just notice, guys, that Moonfall and Elizabeth, her first name, are direct matches, 88, okay? And notice that the name of the coin, the cryptocurrency, Terra, is a 62 and 26, just like Queen. Again, this is a clear sign of the moonfall. Now, I want to talk about another thing that happened with the Queen on the May 9th. Just a day after the Queen Charlotte Flair tapped out or quit in a match in WWE, there was 2 controlled explosions carried out at Westminster Abbey. Now, Westminster Abbey is where the Queen, her Platinum Jubilee celebration is going to take place on June 2nd. And the reason that they carried out 2 controlled explosions, it says that the law enforcement carried out 2 controlled detonations because they had seen a suspicious-looking vehicle in the area. Now, why you carry out your own controlled detonations just because you see a suspicious-looking vehicle doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But you know that these people don't need to make sense. They just like to code the news. So, but I'm going to show you how this 2 controlled explosions is a direct match to the Operation Spring Tide, which is the plan in place for when the Queen passes and the King takes her place. This is called Operation Spring Tide, okay? And this came out last year on September 3rd. They leaked these plans. I've talked about in my prior videos. But these 2 controlled explosions, guys, look. 2 controlled explosions is a direct match in almost all the ciphers to Operation Spring Tide, which is the plan for when the Queen dies. So now you have these 2 controlled explosions happening right outside where her Jubilee is going to be celebrated. Okay? And it's a direct match to her operation. Right? And, again, guys, yesterday on May 10th, she did not appear at her public appearance. The King stood in for her. So, again, she's probably already gone at this point. We're just waiting for the announcement at this point. So, again, 2 controlled explosions outside of the Westminster Abbey. Direct match to the operation plan for when she dies. Now I want to talk about Firestarter, which is a movie that's coming out on the 13th, the Friday the 13th, which is the same day Kendrick Lamar's album is releasing. And this movie is a remake of a 1984 movie, which was also made from a book that was released by Stephen King in 1980. Now, 1980 is an important year because that was the year that the Georgia Guidestones, which are the stones talking about world domination, world depopulation, they were founded in 1980. And this book that this movie is being made after was also started in 1980, and it came exactly 191 days after the Georgia Guidestones were put up. And any of you familiar with the Society of Jesus, here it is, guys. From March 22nd, 1980, where the Georgia Guidestones were founded, to September 29th, when the book was released by Stephen King in 1980. It was 191 days, okay? And just, I mean, it's crazy, guys. It was 191 days, and Society of Jesus equals 191. So again, these things are all coming together. Now here's a synopsis of the movie that's coming out on May 13th. Notice that it says, a couple desperately try to hide their daughter, Charlie. Here's, just for you guys to know, Charlie equals 56, just like Society of Jesus equals 56. And notice that it says, tries to hide their daughter from a shadowy federal agency, which equals 201, which is another number associated with the Jesuits. So you have Charlie equals 56. You have the book of this movie coming out 191 days after the Georgia Guidestones, which Society of Jesus equals 191. And of course you have shadowy federal agency was what they used to describe the government agency, and that equals 201. Notice also, guys, that her father taught her to diffuse her powers, but as she turns 11, the fire becomes harder and harder to control. Now, why is that important? Well, because if you go back 11 years, remember it says as she turns 11, so if we pretend like she's turning 11 on the day the movie releases, on May 13th, 2022, if you go back 11 years, you're going to get May 13th, 2011, okay? And what's crazy about that day, guys, is that was also a Friday the 13th. Again, you're telling me that's completely scripted, guys. That both of these days, 11 years prior, is exactly another Friday the 13th. And I'm going to show you right here, guys. Friday, May 13th, 2011 was a Friday the 13th, just like this year. And remember, 11, like 2011, and 2022 are master numbers. Okay? Notice that 2011 has a 201 in it, just like Society of Jesus, 201. Right? They love that number. So again, what happened on this day, guys? Well, there was also a terror attack on this day. And I'm going to show you why Zach Hubbard, okay, the guy over at Gematria Effect News, the guy that got me into Gematria, most of you probably know who he is, but anyone who doesn't, please go check out GematriaEffectNews.com. I will leave the link to this article he typed out in the description below. But just letting you guys know that Zach found that from the Friday, November 13th, which happened in 2015, attacks in Paris, to the 13th on this month, Friday the 13th, this month is 339 weeks. United States of America equals 339. And he goes on to describe how he's expecting a possible false flag or some kind of terror attack of some sort. Remember, guys, I've been talking a lot about cyber attacks, so maybe this is the time. But just go through and read this article. He makes a very good point as to why this could be, why this could be a day for a terror attack or a false flag. So, but what's interesting, guys, is that Terror Attack and Firestarter, which comes out that same day, which talks about weapons. Now, let me go back and show you guys what the synopsis of it talks about. A shadowy federal agency that wants to harness her unprecedented gift for turning fire into a weapon of mass destruction. Come on, guys. Think about that. That movie comes out on May 3rd, Friday the 13th. Zach just came out saying that he thinks there could be, the dates lining up with there being a terror attack that day. And terror attack, which is, weapons of mass destruction are very associated with that. It's a direct match to the name of the movie. Again, this is not a coincidence. Also, another narrative that I think could play out, guys, is the alien narrative. I might make a video later this week about how music artists might have predicted that they might actually use alien invasion as a narrative. And I know it sounds crazy, but, who knows, guys. But I just want to get all this information out, and I hope that you guys, just be prepared, keep the love and the peace in your heart. Don't freak out. Let's not be scared. When things happen, we just got to come together. We got to realize and wake up, So much peace and love.